kicking the tires on a former first-round draft choice who has a lot of interesting connections both to the Jets and Bill Parcells. We'll talk about it. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh-darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show also available wherever you get your podcast. We have a full article in the YouTube description down below about the Jets kicking the tires on Kyrie Elam, and there's a lot of interesting stories and things of that nature that we will dive into here on the program. But first, let's welcome in my co-host for a lot of this week's festivities. It is none other than Hop on Pop.
Hey now, good morning, Coffee Club.
Yeah, there you go. The coffee club is in full effect. And let's get right to it. I see that we have a beautiful super chat from my main man, Chef Kevin Gilbert. Every time I get a super chat here from my daughters, or I win it.
Wow.
All right, slightly delayed there, but nonetheless, says Ryluna, I probably could get her to do it in person with all of us all gathered up here. But nonetheless, that'll have to do for now. Chef Kevin Gilbert, a.k.a. Fastest Food Reviews. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel, by the way. Him and his son do this, him and Kevin Jr., and they have an awesome channel. So make sure you guys show your support. Hashtag Save the Beard. Happy Thanksgiving Coffee Club. Let's go Jets. Pound sign, as my grandpa used to say. Save the beard. Again, no amount of money will save this beard, unfortunately. And it's actually a good thing that Chef brought this up, because after I put Chef Kevin Gilbert's super chat off the screen in just a second, which, by the way, 3 more raffle tickets for our guy Chef Kevin Gilbert here for our contest. 7 raffle tickets now in total for our Marty Lions giveaway. We'll show that more later in the program. Is that the beard shaving is happening today, folks. So I'm so sorry, Chef, and everyone else that gave wonderful either memberships or super chats to try to reverse course. But you know, this is the bet, and now I have to lie, and it is a bet I made, so we're going to have to keep it as is. There will be no amount of money that saves the beard. But happy Thanksgiving to you, Chef, and your entire family. Here it is. We need a historic show, Pop. 58 memberships today on Boy Green Daily somewhere in the next hour would have to happen, because the beard shaving is happening later this evening. And this will be the only Boy Green show that comes out today. There'll be some other NC Show digital shows, which I guess you guys could also contribute to. But yeah, if you guys want this beard shaving to happen live, well, we're going to need a historic amount of memberships over the next hour, Pop. If not, the beard will still come off. And then tomorrow and Thanksgiving and all these other programs that'll be coming up, we will have a Boy Green Daily tomorrow morning. There will just be a lot less beard. So this is their last chance, Pop.
And I've lined up a special videographer in case we raise these maybe.
Wow.
Videographer. Yeah. Imamji will be filming live in person. We have a professional stylist that's going to try to do something. Again, we're probably going to find some food lodged in that beard somewhere, and who knows what else. God knows what else. And you want to see a bird might fly out of there. We don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, so we're lined up for that. We just otherwise, no one will ever see it. I think we're still going to video it. Imamji and I think that's still a thing that's going to happen. You just will never see it.
Well, great. I never want that to see the light of day if any filming is going on. So terrific. And there you go. So I just wanted to start off the show with that. Thank you, Chef Kevin Gilbert, for the super chat. Now let's get into this, Pop. Kyrie Elam, you're sort of the perfect person to have here on the program, because Kyrie Elam's most recent stop was with the Dallas Cowboys. He was cut over the weekend ahead of their contest against the Philadelphia Eagles. And because he's such a young player, it's crazy that he was drafted a couple of years ago. He's only 24 right now. He's drafted in 2022, the 23rd overall pick in the first round, a former Florida Gator corner. And he spent the first 3 years of his career with the Buffalo Bills. Then most recently, like I said, he was traded during the offseason to your Dallas Cowboys so they could move up around in the 2025 NFL draft. And obviously things have not gone well for Kyer, or he wouldn't be constantly on the move. But can you give Jet fans anything on Kyer Elam now? The Jets have not signed him to this point. It's only a visit, but it's interesting that they're kicking the tires on this player. And like I said, there's a lot of interesting backstory and connections we'll get into in a second. But first, I think the thing that fans care most about is the on-field product. Kyer Elam, Dallas Cowboys, you guys have had him for months since him being acquired during the offseason. Kyer Elam, who is he? What is it? What has he provided?
Yeah, he's a Florida Gator.
Yep.
Played for a few years for the Florida Gators. Had some amazing promise. The Bills drafted him in the first round. As a matter of fact, he was such a hot commodity. They actually traded up to get him.
All right.
They traded up, moved up a few spots, gave up a fourth rounder, and their own first rounder. The Cowboys acquired him for a bag of chips, a half-eaten bag of chips.
That's correct.
In around May. They traded him in a sixth rounder to receive a fifth and a seventh. The Buffalo Bills received the fifth and seventh. The Cowboys.
Right.
So here's what I'll say. It always, my mother, rest her soul, always said, if you can't say something positive about somebody, don't say anything at all. So I'm only going to partially listen to that, and I'll say the positive. He was a well-recruited gentleman, and he is fast. He does a 4.3940. He's very fast.
All right.
And he's fast. And he has a legacy. He's like a legacy, kind of like Flounder, however, from Animal House. Is he a legacy? I heard all legacies get in. Not all legacies get in. But anyways, I digress. A little Animal House there for you.
Which I appreciate. Real quick, just to highlight one of your compliments, I guess that's what that was. When he said well-recruited, are you talking about back in high school days he was well-recruited? Is that... What other I'm just sorry, I was just thrown off by that as part of the compliment package. What happened?
Yeah, well, yes, he was well recruited in high school and well thought of in college and well thought of by the Buffalo Bills. But the Cowboys, now let's wrap this in a bag. I'll give you so he's very fast. Here's what I'll give you from his time with the Cowboys. He started approximately 7 games, played in 9 games.
Okay.
Those were the 9 games that the Cowboys had the worst defense in the National Football League.
I see. So you're saying there's some contributing factor to that.
Yes. And so I'm going to tell you that last week he enjoyed the game.
Yeah, he wasn't a part of it.
Yes, he wasn't a part of it. He didn't play a snap.
No.
So he wasn't adding value to the worst defense in the NFL to the point that they benched him. So, again, you can look at the stats. I'm not going to break down the stats, but not very good. Not very good. He's, I think he's like around PFF ranked around 75th. I do have one important stat that should be important to especially the Jets fans, because I know that up through all levels of the organization, I think this is very important. His Madden rating is 76 as a cornerback. 76.
Okay.
So, yeah, he sucks. But the Cowboys cut him. The Bills effectively cut him. And I'll just, we had this discussion off air, and then we saw Lon's comment, and for once he's right. He sucks. We were aligned there. That was my thoughts before I knew Lon's comments. But there you go.
Well, we have some memberships coming in. We have a flurry. So let's go through them here on the program. First off, Ant Jets 82 with a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Each time we get 5 memberships or more, we got to get some extracurricular activity here. So let's get to it. Let's mix it up. What's one we haven't used in a while? Let's go to some escalator action. There you go, Woodster. All right, Pop, we'll start off with these 5. Ant Jets 82. Who did these 5 go to?
And by the way, shout out to Ants Jets 82. It was a pleasure meeting you in October at the Chef Kevin Gilbert's restaurant. So amazing.
Yes, of course.
And it's Rick's a Star.
Okay.
One Mind Every Weapon. Slap Z1. Derek the Cop. And IWWT80 were the people.
Okay, Anchets 82, that's 10 raffle tickets for this month's contest. And, of course, you're making some contributions towards the live beard action, which is happening around the show. Joshua Langley getting involved. Joshua and Cecilia with the 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Again, when 5 memberships or more are gifted, we must play this.
Who wanna fly with them? Yeah!
All right, Pop, who are these 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club?
Card Cave, NJ, Harlem Born Bronx Bred,
Okay.
Joel Sang,
All right.
and Chris Bradigan,
Okay.
and J Long 4705.
There you go. So we got 5 from our boy Joshua Langley and the wonderful Cecilia, and also 5 from Jets Ants 82. So we're now 48 memberships away. So again, now is the time to do so, folks, because again, the beard shaving's happening later today. So if you want to get involved, now is the time to do so here on Boy Green Daily. If not, like I said, that's fine with me, quite frankly, because I really don't want that footage out there in the universe. And people could go just randomly one day going, wow, the Boy Green had his beard shaved. Let's go watch it, family. Yeah, I would prefer
You could make
it.
It could be like a Christmas Carol, like something everyone watches every year. And by the way, shout out to our other friend, Josh and Cecilia, who we also met on the night before the game.
They were there, yes.
Very nice people.
Both at the game and at the pre-meetup the night before, which was very nice. We got another membership coming in. This is from Philly Noodles, who's also at a couple of those events. All right, who did that membership go to, Pop?
Philly Noodles membership received Ant GA29.
Okay, maybe a distant relative of Ant Jets 82.
It could be.
I'm not sure the math on that. Nonetheless, Philly Noodles are up to 5 raffle tickets this month, so appreciate it as the memberships continue to flow. We'll see if that makes a difference before the end of the show. Taylor Sterling, again, I did not say shave down. No, it's just a trim job. You guys can go back and check the tape, but it will be a lot off because you can't even see it with this graphic on the screen. That's how much beard I have down here. So, no, it will not be shaved to the studs. That will not be happening, but a lot of it will be gone. So, you guys will see.
Actually, Boy Green, right after we wrap this up, and actually December's raffle is going to be 500 memberships to see Boy Green get a Brazilian wax.
Okay, that sounds like something EZ would be interested in. But
hey now.
Let's try to keep it above board. And as Philly Noodle says, it is now 47 memberships away. So thank you, Philly Noodles. So yes, we're 47 memberships away. So while we're waiting for
when you said above board, did you mean above the belts?
Whoa, again, I don't think there's enough memberships to dive into that jungle. So
we could switch over from the 40-year-old version, Kelly Clarkson, to the Deuce Bigelow.
I definitely not necessary, but appreciate the enthusiasm. But no, thank you. So guys, you guys can keep those memberships flowing. So Kyrie Elam, long story short, former first rounder of the Buffalo Bills in our own division, played for the Cowboys. That's interesting. So Kyrie Elam, and I would just say real quick on the Darren Muji angle, he has done a really good job of getting sort of these injured birds that at one point were viewed in a very highly touted way, and then they somehow fall out of favor, and then they end up here. Now, not everyone has worked. Your boy Mozzie Smith that you gave us for Christmas, he was a healthy scratch this past weekend, so that in a position that we really needed.
Weird.
Yeah, that's weird. You guys worked that into the deal, and somehow that one's not working. But I would say the thing here for Darren Muji is you don't have to have 100% hit rate on these former first rounders, former second rounders, or whatnot. But if you can hit on a couple, I think that's really important for the Jets. So John Mechie III, former second round draft choice. Adonai Mitchell, former second round draft choice. We talked about Mozzie Smith. He's also a former first rounder. Now, Mozzie Smith isn't really working out. Adonai Mitchell has shown certainly flashes, and again, the elite separation, those deeper level analytics you guys can see, and that's doing very well. But from raw numbers, we don't have to squint to see what the numbers are for Mechie. He has 2 touchdowns and 3 career games with the Jets. That's more than he had in his entire career previously coming to the Jets, and he led the team in targets and catches this past game. So John Mechie looks like a nice little player, could be the starting slot receiver for the New York Jets in 2026. So it seems like they're finding a little bit of something here, a little bit of something there. So that part's very nice.
Yeah, and I would tell you, you get Elam, you don't have to, you could trade him, put him on the practice squad. I'm sure that there's value there, and he's fast. And he was a reasonably successful cornerback in college. He did have an injury late in the year with the Buffalo Bills. Pretty much, he missed about this time of year in 2023. He was injured in the beginning of 2024. But he's been to the playoffs 5 times. By the way, the Jets have not been eliminated from the playoffs yet.
But I have been told by some Jets people this week. I haven't verified the information myself. They said this is the week they could be. So thank you for that, ray of sunshine. Appreciate it. Hey, another membership coming through. This one from T-Town Jet. By the way, real quick, T-Town Jet, you were up to 4 raffle tickets so far this month. Appreciate it. Pop, who's this membership going to?
Illuminati Bot.
All right, Illuminati Bot. I won't question that at all. I'm sure there's nothing bizarre or strange going on with that particular situation.
Say playoffs?
I could have said playoffs. That's very possible, but we'll see again if that is indeed the truth.
Playoffs? Are you talking about the playoffs?
There he is, Grandpa. We certainly are, which I always know gets you all riled up. By the way, last night, what's that game we played downstairs, Pop?
I have no idea what it's called.
Okay, well, we played some game where you sketch out things, you get a secret prompt, then you got to try to sketch it and pass it around the room and try to see if people can guess what you drew compares to the actual word. And one of the words yesterday, circumcision.
We're only going to cut off the tip.
Unfortunately, the scissors emoji has mostly been for my beard, not for circumcisions, but that's neither here nor there.
I think Alon has one of those clips that you should play. If Alon was a bull, you messed with him.
Yeah, that one may be a little bit more difficult to find. I'm going to have to find a better soundboard in the future to get to these as quickly as possible. This isn't it.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh, that makes sense. True.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. That one will be lost in the sauce there. But I appreciate the hustle and effort there, Pop. So again, 46 memberships away from that happening. We'll see again if we get another rally from that standpoint moving forward. The other thing, let's do story time real quick before we open up the phone lines. I thought when we saw this from Kyrie Elam, I'm like, Elam, not that I didn't know who he was, especially inside the division, but I said, man, Elam, I wonder if he was related to another Elam, and he was. Abram Elam, for the Jet fans that are a little older. Abram played for the New York Jets. He played in the league for a nice little period of time, and 2 of those seasons were with the Jets from 2007 to 2008. And Abram Elam had 1 pick 6 in his career. It was a 92-yarder against Trent Edwards when he was the Bills quarterback back in 2008. Took it 92 yards to the house. That was his only touchdown of his career. So it's cool that Kyrie Elam's father, again, Abram played for the Jets. And also, I don't know if other Jet fans remember this, but I have weird fun facts in my brain. When the Jets... So they had Brett Favre in 2008. He was the guy. Then he retired again, and then the Jets were like, all right, well, we got to get a new quarterback. They were picking 17th overall in that draft in 2009. And like the mock drafts had them taking like Hakeem Nicks or Josh Freeman, the former Kansas State quarterback. But then they traded up from 17 to 5 with the Cleveland Browns to move up. Now, normally when you move up from 17 to 5, you have to give up multiple first rounders. You have to, we're seeing it now with all the trades that have happened, like RG3. In that trade, they moved up only a couple of slots, did Washington, and they got him for a massive amount of future first round picks. The Jets only had to give up a pick swap in the first round for that, and a second rounder and a bunch of players. The reason being is, and this goes all full circle. Abram Elam was involved in that trade along with Brett Ratliff. I remember for 5 seconds I thought Brett Ratliff would be the savior of the Jets at quarterback. That did not happen. But Kenyon Coleman, Abram Elam, Brett Ratliff, those players were all sent from the Jets to Cleveland Browns, and the Jets were able to jump up from 17-5, and they took our boy Mark Sanchez, although he's going by different nicknames right now.
It's not a nickname. It's actually a number.
Yeah, that could be 6 was his jersey number, if that's what you're talking about.
By the way, speaking of Mark Sanchez,
Yeah.
hold on. Salute to every Jet fan out there. It is the 12th anniversary of the butt fumble, and you're welcome.
I would have rather you not take a stab at that one here so early.
Let's hope nobody takes a stab at Mark Sanchez right now.
Well, either way, I think getting replaced by Drew Brees in the Fox booth, that's painful. But I would say it's cool for Abram Elam and that history, and that Eric Mangini, who is the Jets head coach, he gets fired at the end of December. Days later, he gets hired by the Browns. It just so works out that prior relationship is the reason the Jets were able to get a sweetheart deal to get Mark Sanchez in the first place. I was back in our childhood home, although it's hard to say that because we moved around so much, but in Oswego, my father took a picture. I'm wearing my Jets Reebok hat backward when we find out that the Jets are trading up in the draft to get what we think is the franchise quarterback with our guy Mark Sanchez there at a USC, and John Gruden. He was on the ESPN coverage, and he said, "This guy's the next Drew Brees," and I'm like, "Oh man, this is great." He's going to be the guy, and he did lead us to all that playoff glory. So I'll always hold Mark Sanchez in a very high regard. So yes, Abram Elam, the father of Kyrie Elam, who the Jets just worked out yesterday, was involved in that crazy trade, one of the most seismic trades in Jets franchise history, that ended up with Mark Sanchez being the quarterback for the Jets, and those back-to-back AFC championship games and 4 road playoff wins are up there among the great quarterbacks here in the 21st century with road playoff wins. That is quite a stat.
You are a moron. Mark Sanchez didn't lead the Jets anywhere. He was sitting in the passenger seat with a car in neutral.
In the regular season, you can argue that. He was elite in the playoffs. The statistics speak for themselves.
Oh, my God. You talk about the butt fumble. You're talking out of your ass right now.
Well, that could be. That was actually one of the other cards I had. Head up your ass was actually my first card in that picture game.
And by the way, Boy Green's drawing is only circumvented by his decision-making on bets.
4
things.
Is
horrible.
Head, arrow up, and then booty. That seemed pretty clear what that was. But
no, it was clear to no one.
Well, either way, nonetheless, we were trying to make that happen, and there was a fun little game. I'm sure we'll get some more activities on that a little bit later as well. So, Pop, we'll see if the Jets end up kicking the tires on this. Let's get a little more nuggets on this. We'll also probably talk about this later in the week before we open up the phone lines here in just a minute. Just play the Atlanta Falcons this week. Again, it's going to be Kirk Cousins. We talked about him yesterday. The Falcons are sort of in a weird place. They just ended their losing streak, beating the New Orleans Saints over the weekend. How much of a puncher's chance are you giving the Jets as they host the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday?
Yeah, I will have to go back and I'll quickly do that. But I would say this, as I was looking at the rest of the seasons for the Jets, I believe that this, and I'll pull it up right now. Apologize for the delay.
No, that's all right.
I would say the Jets, shockingly, the next 4 games are winnable for the Jets.
Next 4 games, okay.
The next 4 games, the Falcons, the Dolphins, the Jaguars, and the Saints. Those games, they do have a puncher's chance. The next one, the next 2 games after that, they have the chance that little squirrely guy has against Mike Tyson and punch out. Not much of a chance. So the Atlanta Falcons are, bipolar, right? I mean, they're the team that didn't they sneak up and beat the Bills on Monday Night Football a few weeks ago?
The Atlanta Falcons did, yes. They're one of the more topsy-turvy. They've beaten teams like the Buffalo Bills, but they got swept by the Carolina Panthers. So they've had incredible wins this season, but some confounding losses too.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Didn't the Carolina Panthers beat somebody else? But anyways, I digress. But
I'm
yes,
not sure if that's a bragging point. The Jets are 2-9, but
yeah.
yes.
So I think there's a puncher's chance. I think the reason they may not win is they're still reeling from losing their two best players on defense. So it really depends. Kirk Cousins auditioned for the Jets,
Perhaps.
and I'm not sure if London is playing or not. I've not seen the injury
It doesn't
report.
look good. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, so that would be pretty. They have a pretty phenomenal running back, so it'll be that'll be the real challenge. So Kirk Cousins, say whatever you want, can throw the ball around. If he's got targets, he has
Kyle Pitts. Yep.
And so that would be the reason. This is a team that I think the Jets can and will compete against. But I think the loss of those two defensive players is what's going to hold them back. And
we'll get to a membership being gifted. I see that in there, and it's updated here on the banner. We're 45 memberships away today on the show. Obviously, there's the revenge game angle. Jeff Ulbrich is back, and he had the Falcons being the number one defense earlier this season, so they've played well. The two, and we found this out yesterday. Shout out to Myles Garrett, who joined us on the show yesterday. He talked about it. Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. are the two rookie sack leaders in the National Football League. So they got some young guns on that side of the ball that have been absolutely terrific. So we'll see how the Atlanta Falcons sort of perform from that perspective. But nonetheless, it will be interesting. We'll catch some more details. Again, you guys can see our full Jets Falcons preview with Myles Garrett, who's a TV reporter with the same name as the Cleveland Browns pass rusher, other Myles Garrett. And that was a fun little preview there. All right, let's get another membership here. Jared B. gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. That is the 12th raffle ticket, by the way, for our guy, Jared B., the moderator who makes all this possible. Jared B. does not get enough love for everything he brings to this channel. So, Jared, appreciate you, although this membership is going towards my embarrassment, but nonetheless, appreciate it. Pop, who did this membership go to?
it went to Carlos Santos, 25-22.
There you go. Again, guys, we are 45 memberships away. If that happens here before the end of this program, the beard shaving that is taking place no matter what will be live broadcast. I'll put that up on YouTube, so it'll happen live. We'll do it probably in a YouTube vertical. It'll probably just be off my phone since we won't have all the gear, obviously, at the barber shop. We have an appointment later this evening for that. So, yeah, it'll probably be off the phone on my YouTube that you guys will be able to check out if, in fact, 45 more memberships comes here in somewhere in the next 30 minutes and change. Pop, are you ready for the phone lines?
I am. We got a bacon, a little runway to the bacon.
Yes.
So let's go.
Yeah, I can't wait. Big breakfast is one of my favorite meals we have, where we have a wonderful breakfast. Shout out to Imanji, who is somehow multitasking with cooking food and contributing to the chat.
And drinking champagne.
And superheroes don't all wear capes. There you go. Something to be noted.
Blessed be she.
Quite. I don't think I've ever said that before, but you know what? If the
You
shoe
still
fits,
haven't.
Cinderella. Excellent. All right, let's do this. We'll play a quick hep timeout. Your phone calls next here on BGD.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone, J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets. Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go!
All right, here we go. Welcome back to Boy Green Daily here on the program. Appreciate you, and let's go to it here. We've got an update. We're now -5 memberships into it because, well, our number one Austrian Jet fan just gifted 50 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Jesus. The way this was trending, I'm like, oh, well, all right. It didn't happen, but it looks like it did. Pop, go ahead, give a shout out there.
Shout out to, I was actually going to do this, and now I can do it again. Shout out to the number one Austrian Jets fan, the Mount one of the Mount Rushmore of the Boy Green Coffee Club, making it happen, bringing the rain, bringing the pain. And by the way, shout out for the shirt once again, number one Austria Jets fan. Over the top. He did that Sylvester Stallone thing. That movie, by the way, it's one of the worst movies ever. You got to watch it. And right when he's it's an arm wrestling movie, and then he switches the hat around, and then he takes the hand, he goes like this. That's what just happened to you. Over the top, baby, with number one Austria Jets fan.
Yeah, great. Austrian, thanks, man. Appreciate that. So, Austria with a 50-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. No drama. Don't have to wait till, it's going to come in the final minute. Just, boom, it just hits you. So, first off, when we get 5 or more memberships, we play a video thing. And I know what Austrian's favorite video is. It's Kevin James.
Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, this is 114 memberships now for our number one Austrian Jet fan. Good Lord have mercy. So, Pop, you're normally our reader for these. So, crack the knuckles. Let's make sure we give proper love to all these wonderful new members, and then we'll go to the phone lines that are jam-packed. We have nearly 200 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe here on the program. All right, Pop, let's go through. Actually, let me see. Is there something I could do to help provide anything here on the program? The music just wouldn't fit with what I have available. So, Pop, I was going to put some music underneath, but nothing quite fits the bill. So, please,
all right,
let's go through these 50 members.
Mike Duramo. Okay. Swamp Nil G Patel HF9ZO King Lowski 9550.
King Lowski back, okay.
Jay Grove from West O.
Okay.
Darnell Towns 244.
Nice.
J Dubs 3422.
All right.
Patrick Sullivan 5468.
Okay.
Day Boss 1787.
Day Boss. Yeah.
Jim Jets 1. Joe I 2757.
Okay.
Dank Rumen Acker 9545.
You're saying these with a lot of conviction. I like it.
KG 131.
Sure.
Raw Power 8669. GameCube for Life 5285.
I love that. Yeah, I'm a big GameCube.
Brooklyn Born Len.
Okay.
John Sauer 2126.
Welcome back, John.
Scotty 3836.
Scotty Too Hottie. Nice. Okay.
BP York.
All right, sure.
Dylan Bartholomew 3661.
Wow, welcome. Yes.
Adam is too cool.
Adam, great to have you back.
FPS Strupa.
FPS Strupa. Okay.
Charleston Jets Rube.
He's back as well. Wow. Okay.
Mr. K Crowley 73.
Beautiful.
Jets fan 6278.
Welcome.
Thomas Cahill.
Okay. Oh, Thomas Cahill. Yes.
Okay.
All
We
right.
just lost our place. 1 second.
That's all right. You can just start reading from the bottom up. We got 50, so wherever you continue it, Pop.
Okay. Dallas James Santana 5275.
Yeah.
Neil Ross Swant 7785. Mr. Rich RX4IU. Lifestyle Pro 1. Bradley 3216. Bleed for Green. Ryan Mercury 5073. Jeffrey 538.
Yeah.
You're 2981. Todd Groves 7529. Mr. Viper 413. Johnny Bobo New York 77. Gary Fuller 2310. Dylan Terman.
DT Jets.
Relax Alex Famous. Real Alex Famous, sorry.
Okay. Right.
It's Snoopy 333.
Okay.
JJ the Jet Plane.
All right.
Phil Marusino.
Okay.
Taylor Sterling.
Yeah, Taylor Strong's back. Okay, thanks, Taylor.
Indy Jets. Seriously, Indy Jets. Uncle hasn't been a member. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's
Alon.
okay.
Reese Quinnell, 8658.
Yeah.
J Boy,
Yeah,
1395.
sure.
Michael Palmero, 4047.
Welcome back.
Nate Jets.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right, there you go, Pop. Nice work there. 50 memberships, baby. And here's a reminder: when people are gifted memberships, this is a gift from clearly our number one Austrian Jet fan, which we appreciate. But all of you 50 that just received this membership get a 1-month free trial of the Boy Green Coffee Club. That's early access to videos like our Trevor Sikkema interview, which I see people are still watching. So shout out to that. You guys get a loyalty badge next to your name. You get access to our emojis. You get access to our Discord channel. But you only get a 1-month free trial. And then at the end of the month, you get an email that says, hey, do you want to keep being a Boy Green Coffee Club member? It's only $2.99. So you have a chance right then in that moment to say, you know what? Sure, I'll keep being a Boy Green Coffee Club member. Yes. And if you say no, then you just revert back to being a normal viewer of the program. So, folks, if you really enjoyed the show, make sure you hit that re-sign button after the month trial. And it is a month to the day. So December 26th, a day after Christmas, you guys will get that email on whether or not you want to continue it. So keep that love going. So, Austrian Jet fan, thank you for this. So now it is official, folks. There's no drama left. We're -5 in. So long story short, it's over. We can take that away, and we'll flip over to your Hop on Pop takeover here, Pop. I'll fix that on the old name ski here on the program. So yes, folks, it's official. The beard shaving will now be live. So stay tuned to the YouTube channel in the 4:30-ish range, somewhere in that ballpark, 4:30, 4:45 on the YouTube channel. You would just see a live video pop up out of nowhere, and we'll just be at a barber shop, and you'll see a lady just shaving the beard down. So that will be happening. Again, that'll be later today, so just stay tuned. There won't be a preview video for it because, again, we're doing it off the phone, but you guys will just see it pop up. So if you're subscribed to the channel, hit the bell notification, and you won't miss it. And somehow if you miss it, well, you can just replay it. So isn't that lovely?
Over and over and over.
I was really hoping that wasn't going to happen. I mean, great that 50 memberships came in. God bless. But, boy, to have that out there in the universe forever, yikes. Here we go. Indy Jets, Uncle Indy, who is coming up here with a member shout out.
Wow.
Now with this latest membership, is now a member for 13 months. Why wait? Let's get to shaving now. Love you, fam. Nope, not necessary. Thanks. I'll punt and wait for a professional to do it. I don't want Brutus the Barber beefcake over here having those hedge clippers. I think not. So not necessary. We'll have a professional do it later this afternoon. Yep, nope. I appreciate all your suggestions for, maybe this random person can do it. I'm glad. Let's give a quick shout out, Pop, to everyone who gifted. It wasn't just Austrian today. So Chef Kevin Gilbert with the Super Chat, Ant Jets 82 gifting, Joshua Langley and Cecilia, Philly Noodles, T-Town Jet, Jared B, and our number one Austrian Jet fan all getting involved. Thank you guys for all the support here on the channel. Much, much appreciated. All right, we got a lot of phone calls to get to here, Pop. Go ahead.
Yep. So the clipper size, for those who are asking, is a 2.
There you go.
A 2.
Which, people are saying a 3 or 4. Yeah, I wish. But nope. It's going to be a 2. So I'm about to lose a lot of beard. So a lot of this is about to disappear out into the universe. So, yeah, that will be a 2 across that. No straight razor. Thank you very much for those suggestions. No, thank you. I reject those. Thank you very much. So with that being said, let's jump over to the phone line, and we'll start off with the Hepster. Yep.
Hey,
guys. All right. So I'm thinking, like, right before you're in the chair and before they do the big clip, you got to do the Jet chant.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, we'll have to get a Jet chant going. That's a good idea. We'll also do a before and after picture so people can see, like, because sometimes you just won't. I mean, I'm sure because people see my face every day, so they may get a real look at it. But to see the before and after picture, I think is going to be very wow. Okay, that's a lot of hair that came off there. So yes, for sure.
Well, I really came on today just to say, do my Thanksgiving kind of thank yous. And one of the things is I'm thankful for the friendship between your father and yourself. And I'm really glad that you guys are in my life, and I appreciate the work you do. And I'm glad to see you succeeding, and you're on the trajectory on the high path. So things are going to get really good. And imagine when we have a winning season, what this roll in like crazy, you know. So let's go.
100%. It's a good point. It's I'm happy you've said it before. A few other people have said it. Man, like when we start winning and playoffs and everything else that we could be talking about, whether it's a year down the road or many years down the road. Like, imagine where all of us will be as OGs. We're just going to, all these times, we're just going to make it more worth it when we're enjoying the jubilation of success when that inevitably comes. So it will be pretty special.
Nice. And one more last thank you to all the Jet family in the chat room and everyone I met at the tailgate. We got our Jet family. And even though Pop, he's a substitute Jet family, you know, he's in there too, you know. We adopted him in there. So everything's good. So peace out. Have a good day tomorrow, guys.
Thanks, Hep.
All right, thanks, Hepster. We'll see you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody here. Again, we'll also have a Boy Green Daily tomorrow morning, so all of that will be pretty special. So appreciate you guys there in the universe. All right, let's go. Next up in line, it is Philly Noodles who jumped in as part of the train. What's up, Philly Noodles?
Good morning. I'd like to say happy Thanksgiving coming up for sure.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I'd like to say I'm glad and happy that I found the show and that you still write articles, because that's how I found that. Shout out Heavy Sports. Shout out to everybody meeting everybody like we did. I'd like to shout out and say I'm happy that Alon is the guy he is to preface this bet that you took for no apparent reason. We got to say for the entertainment, I'm happy for the entertainment that you're delivering, and I'm happy that the Jets are who we thought they were and did allow this to occur by being the Jets. So It's a good bet. It's still a great bet. Now, I didn't know you were going to a 2. It's close to bone. It's close to face. A 2
it's pretty low. I see there's a lot of people saying 1.5. If you go back to the bet, and I know Alon is saying 1.5, and other people are saying 1.5. He said 1.5, and I responded 2. So when this bet initially happened, you guys could go back and check the tape. 2. So Lonnie can keep screaming 1.5. We talked about it. You said 1.5. I responded 2, and that's where we settled. So I'm a man of my word for the bet. That's what's happening. We're going to the barber later today. And to be honest, even if I don't think there will be a tangible difference between 1.5 and 2 anyway, considering how low we're getting here. But nonetheless.
Now, the take that your mom could have had and Alan's having and Pops, I bet you can attest. I think the kids could get freaked out, right? Like this is kind of weird. I mean, if it would have been a full shave, I don't mean your children would call the cops on you. Like, who is this man? Who is this dude? We don't know. But I don't know, man. Oh, and real quick, Mark Sanchez, the Sanchez, did take us somewhere that Dak is not. Unfortunately for the Cowboys.
Conference championship game, right there.
Yeah, that's twice.
The bus actually took you there. But
which again, actually, as a matter of fact, if you really think about it, so Mark Sanchez took us there twice. So there's 2 trips. And we also went in 98. So we've been 3 times since their last one. So there is a lot of Cowboys fans that talk all this trash. And then I'm like, if we look at the pockets of time since your 3 Super Bowls, who's been more successful? Oh, wait, it's been the Jets. And we had a 15-year playoff drought sprinkled in the middle. So, it could be an even bigger divide than it is. So,
which is not over, by the way. Anyways.
No, it's active. Yeah. That's active. Also, your conference championship draft, as Philly Noodles just pointed out, also remains active.
There's also a winning percentage. We can compare that for if you'd like.
Yeah, sure.
That's true. That's true. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you, gentlemen. I'll let it keep rolling. I got a lot of callers. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. And yes, we'll try to give, I know we have a lot of callers here. Just want to give you guys a heads up with our limited time. We'll try to give all you guys as much love as possible here, but we'll have to try to get through each person with some relative pace here to make sure we get to all of you. All right, let's go up next. The Kyle Clifton joins us here on the program. Kyle?
Happy Thanksgiving, gentlemen.
Yes, happy holidays.
Happy Thanksgiving.
So I remember Abram Elam.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Not, nice player. Didn't really distinguish himself too much, but 17 starts across 2 seasons. I don't think that his son really moves the needle, especially in this lost season. We've tried a couple of things for depth, and I imagine we're going to get there with 12 picks in this upcoming draft. We'll find somebody. But I was looking back at that deal. That was highway robbery, that deal. It was ridiculous trade. And I don't know if you know who was running the Cleveland Browns at the time.
Mangini, yeah.
was Mangini and George Kokinis in a similar setup to what Rivas had with Glenn has now with the Jets. So it's just interesting to me. You know,
and for people who don't know, I highly recommend, because I think if people who know anything about the draft value chart, like that will clearly tell you how much of a robbery, steal, crazy thing it was. And I don't think enough people talked about it in the moment. And even now, looking back at it, I don't think enough people talk about it. Like that should have been like 4 first-round picks. That should have been a crazy price to pay. But because it was Mangini, and he wanted his guys, the Jets are cool. Rex Ryan, right, takes over, was giving him a lot of his guys back. I mean, they got an insane deal. And if they weren't able to do that, they would have ended up with Josh Freeman, and we're on a totally different timeline. Is Josh Freeman, who had a nice start to his Buccaneers career before he totally fell off a cliff, would he have been the same as Sanchez and delivered that same success? I have no idea, but it is crazy when you look back at it.
Yeah, I mean, even though Sanchez didn't progress to what we'd all would have hoped,
yeah,
that we got him in this first 2 years, he got us to under stewardship. I understand the defense was great. I understand the offensive line was great and the running game was great. You still have to have a guy that can effectively run the offense as a trigger man, and he was able to do that. I think for a while, he was the 5th or 6th highest rated playoff quarterback of all time. Now, in recent years, there have been guys like Mahomes and Rod and Baker Mayfield, who is now number 1, believe it or not, playoff rated quarterback of all time, who've kind of leapfrogged him. But just for Pop, so he knows, higher playoff rating than any Cowboys quarterback, including Aikman, including Dak, all Tony Romo, all those guys. That's all I'm saying. And I know that his career was not what we would have hoped. Hopefully we'll get a guy this year that'll take us back to the promised land. I appreciate your time, guys.
Thank you so much, Kyle. Yeah, and that's a great stat. Mark, so again, you said that, the boss took the Jets to those championships. Pop always a funny, witty, quick charm. As Kyle Clifton says, Mark Sanchez has a higher quarterback rating in the playoffs than any Cowboys quarterback in history. Again, Mark Sanchez, sure, during the regular season, I remember his rookie year, 12 touchdowns, 20 picks. Awful. He had a 5-pick game against the Buffalo Bills. Not good. But when he was in the playoffs, Mark Sanchez played amazing. You could go back to all these big-time throws that he had, whether it was in the AFC Championship game in the 2009-2010 run, where hit Braylon Edwards down for a 75-yard bomb, pump fake Dwight Freeney, hits him in stride. You go to the wild card game the next year when they played the Colts again. He threw that high ball to Braylon Edwards on the game-winning drive, and Tony Cromartie kick return puts him in a position to be able to win that contest. The Patriots game, big-time throws to Santonio Holmes, left corner of the end zone for the touchdown. So look throughout his entire playoff run those 2 years, Mark Sanchez had big-time throws, and as Kyle says, the quarterback rating speaks for itself, higher than any quarterback in Cowboys
amazing.
history.
He's also spent more time in jail than any Cowboys quarterback in history.
What does that even mean? And
what does that mean? Is that confusing to you?
Wait a second. I don't think that's true. I think there are some Cowboys that have
Cowboys
had a Cowboys
quarterback.
run.
Quarterback.
Again, we're going to have to look to see the history. Yeah, but they have a long history. That no Cowboys.
But Mark Sanchez is currently making a killing for sure.
Okay. There you go. Actually, he
DoorDash it up.
He actually missed. That guy didn't die. He's alive and suing Mark Sanchez.
Yes.
So,
let's hit the DoorDash.
Okay. Interesting.
Anyways,
it's like when you start doing debates and then you're like, what about the Olympic medals? That's when people start going, Carmelo. That's when you lost the argument.
We were talking about Mark Sanchez, and all of a sudden, we bring the Cowboys in. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. If you're doing that relevation, then everything's on the table.
Anywho, all right, let's go. We got a couple more calls before we wrap up this edition of Boy Green Daily. Again, we'll have another episode of Boy Green Daily coming up tomorrow morning, of course, and I'll have a bunch of MC Show digital content, Jake Gadsman interview, and a lot of other things that'll be coming up later today that you guys can see here on the program.
The esteemed, the one and only, the honorable, the venerable Chef Kevin Gilbert.
There you go. An intro I couldn't have done better than myself. In a new locale. Look at where we're at. Hey, okay.
Hey, yeah. Good morning, fellas. Shout out to the Coffee Club members. Shout out to that boy, #1 Austrian Jet fan, man. Still continue to do your thing, man. Big salute to you. This today, it's important about, just kind of focusing and being together around loved ones. tomorrow's never promised. So it's important that, you cherish the time that you do have with one another. Issues, beefs, or whatever, during these holiday seasons, man, just think of bigger picture kind of stuff. Things aren't really that serious, man. But when it comes to the two of you, watching what you guys did over the weekend at Notre Dame, man, that was pretty special. That's pretty admirable to myself and the community, with what a father and son can do with each other. Just keep it up, man. Love the energy that you guys do. Definitely appreciate you guys giving love to the Cloverleaf Tavern. We have people coming in here saying that they watch the show and they come here, check us out and all that. So, it's definitely highly appreciated that you guys keep showing love to the Cloverleaf Tavern. For that beard, man, I tried to rally the troops and help out. I try to talk to the guy himself, Alon. It didn't work, man. It didn't work. I tried my best, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, he was here. He was here yesterday. Him and his beautiful wife.
Was
They
that your
dined
first
with
time
us.
meeting Alon?
Yeah, that was my first time meeting him.
Okay, so give us the scoop. Is he as much of a dick as he appears to be, or what?
He every bit of diabolical evilness. It's all true. it's all true. He's everyone's favorite villain. Just like with what your guy Manchild said about Al. I mean, it's all true, man. He's a good dude. And then just like, I think it helped that his wife was there to kind of like even him out a little bit. Plus,
show that he's human in there somewhere.
Yeah. And it was had some good talks. He was able to enjoy the food. I was, able to do a couple things, but it's cool that he was able to come here, check out the Cloverleaf. I introduced him to the owner, a couple other cats, managers and all that. Matt made sure that we took great care of him and his wife. It was important to do that, regardless about views and everything, like what I was saying before. Like, at the end of the day, we're all Jet fans, we're all people. It's important that, you just show love to one another. We could have arguments, we could be on different sides, whatever it is, religion, politics, whatever it is. But, at the end of the day, man, it's just important that we treat each other with respect. And that's something that, Alan has done. He made a bet, you accepted it. The outcome isn't what we all hope for, but
Not at all.
when it comes to the Jets, man, you can't really bet for them to win, man. So especially with this roster that we have, I'll just keep it short because I know there's some other people here. Mechie, I did like what he was doing. I think that's a pretty good plus, man. I told you before, BG, when that trade went down, I wasn't a big fan of Mitchell, Adnan Mitchell. I know I got a little bit of pushback from you and someone else on the show about Mechie, how don't like listen to the stats. I looked at 9 receptions and basically I was told like, hey, he was being overthrown or this and that. When I'm watching him on the Jets, I'm seeing drops. I'm seeing the ball hit his hands. I'm seeing Lazard 2.0. Could the stuff get cleaned up? Yeah, like he's getting in space. Like, now it's just being consistent. So when it comes to that wide receiver room, there could be some improvement there, something to look forward to. Picks coming, in the off season, make a couple of moves like that. Sign some more, veteran presence because we need veteran presence with all the young cats that we have right now in that room. And just do your best to keep that special teams together. The special teams is like one of the low bright spots that we have going on right now. So it's important that, we do our best just to kind of maintain that and then just work on everything else. I just want to say, BG, we'll be looking forward to seeing that live stream or whatever you're doing. I've never been in your barbershop. I'm not sure if they give you a booster seat or something like that to get you right. I'm not sure how your barbershop works or whatever.
I'm not either. I'm in New Hampshire, so this is not my normal barber that I go to. So I'm going to rely on the family. Rutrow. And so whoever that is, I have no idea what the setup is. For people that are asking, it's going to be, like I said, in the 4:30, 4:45-ish, somewhere in that range is when I'm going to be there for the appointment, and then we'll go live from there.
They don't make phone books anymore. You can sit on that.
That's great.
My only suggestion is maybe you wear a fake beard for a little bit, soften the blow for the kids. Just a suggestion.
Okay.
But I appreciate the two of y'all. Have a great Thanksgiving. Let's go Jets.
There you go, Chef Kevin Gilbert, baby. Again, he's the best, and it's cool that he said, with our thing, right, a father-son thing, he gets to do his father-son thing with fastest food reviews on his son's channel, which is awesome. So, again, never take it for granted. It's super cool that we get an opportunity to do that. So, it's awesome. And again, several more shows to come here during the holiday. Who's your what? Right. All right. Okay. Sorry for that quick technical delay here. We're going to go up next. Easy's here on the show.
He's on the Mozzie train.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, gentlemen.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are all back together for Thanksgiving. That's great. There's nothing like family. Family's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to ask Chef Kevin a question, but not yet. I want to see if he can get back on because I have a question. Every year for Thanksgiving, I provide a dish to the family, and I've been doing it for about 8 years now. And I just wanted to know what he thought about my particular recipe. I'm the green bean casserole guy. There's got to be one.
Yeah, I guess there's going to be somebody. Yeah, he's not on anymore, but I will send that message to him because I have his email or another way to send a pigeon carrier. I'll let him know and see what his response is. Yeah.
Do you
my son
do the Jello mold with the cat food in it too?
My son always does the candied yams.
No, there you go.
And he's pissed off that someone else said that they were doing yams this year, and he said, "Hey, that's my thing." And instead of the lady doing something else, she said, "Well, I'll just make a smaller batch." He's so pissed off.
Oh, wow.
Because that's his thing. He's been doing it for about 5 years now, and he does a pretty good job. So, anyway, I wanted to talk about Darren Muji.
Sure.
He's quietly making some, really good moves.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what happened to Joe D could happen to him if the coaches don't turn these players into players.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the biggest problem with what happened to Joe Douglas. I think he actually picked some really good guys, and I think they just didn't coach them up right, or they misused them. I think that was the biggest. I thought that was just the biggest problem was they didn't play to some of these guys' strengths, and that is all about coaching. Because if you have the personnel for a 3-4 and you insist on running a 4-3, that's bad coaching. If you know that your guys are bad in man, and you keep when Saleh kept Sauce on the left side of the defense, and offense would put their best player on the opposite side of the field, and he's like, "Well, that's not what we do, rotating the guys around." That's just stupidity. Belichick would never do that. Belichick never had a set game plan. Belichick game planned every week for what he wanted to do against every team he played. He would always find out, what is your weakness? What is the worst thing you do? And we'll let you do that. And what's the best thing you do? Oh, well, we're just going to take that away. We're going to force you to play your B game, not your A game. And I thought that was the problem with Saleh. And unfortunately, it cost JD his job. Although I will say the biggest mistake was not getting a viable backup quarterback. But Saleh could have been involved in that too. We don't know. That's the point. We don't know what really happened. So I'm just hoping, well, with this regime, that doesn't happen to Muji. But I think that Muji already knows that AG is very, very involved in the personnel packages that they put on the field. Now, I don't mean play to play. I'm just talking, AG is seriously involved in doing the groceries to make the dinner, like Parcells used to say.
Yeah, I like that. And I would just say this. I think it has to be a happy marriage. It's not just finding the talent. Of course, the coaches have to maximize it and vice versa. Sometimes I heard someone describe this. I can't remember who. So, I think it was a comedian on Instagram that and I'll talk about this with marriage. And they say that a marriage is never 50-50. It's never 50-50. He says that it's all over the place. Sometimes, a husband's at a 20 after a long day and he needs his wife to be in an 80 to pick him up. And then sometimes it's 60-40 or 70-30. So it's never 50-50. It's always just sort of balancing out to the other person. So it's the same thing in this GM coach relationship. Sometimes Daramuji is going to give you a 7th round pick, and AG's got to make chicken salad out of chicken, what. Sometimes he's going to find a hidden thing that AG's able to benefit from where the guy isn't as talented or is talented, and he can find those sort of balances to sort of maximize the roster. So, again, that's why on this Kyrie Elam thing, again, to reiterate, they have not signed Kyrie Elam. They just worked him out. But with all the connective tissue that's there from Bill Parcells being the same mentor to Kyrie Elam as there is to AG, and then the talent being there, it would make a lot of sense, especially for a 24-year-old, for the Jets to potentially do their homework on him from that perspective. So that would be pretty interesting if they're able to find a way to do that. So, we're going to end the show here, Pop. I want to appreciate everybody for joining us here on the program. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe, and the beard trimming again will be occurring somewhere in that 4:30, 4:45 range later today.
Hey now, everybody, have a great Thanksgiving Eve. There's going to be some cheering going on. Number 2, a 1.5, a 1. Who knows?
All right.
We'll all see you tomorrow morning.
Well, for Alon, for no reason whatsoever, even though we talked about 2, we'll do a 1.5. I will do the bet as the bet lays down. So, guys, just pay attention. Again, there won't be a video leading up to it saying, hey, like Boy Green Daily, hey, that's coming this morning at 7:30. So just have your bell notification on YouTube, and that will come right through. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We'll be back with some more content coming up soon. The Bacon Light is on, and we'll see you guys later. Take